Hello everyone, now you might be confused at what you're looking at. This is a new Versa series called Coded that I have helped with to an extent. I will probably help with it a bit more than I did for this episode in the future. And I'm here to just let you guys have a look at it on my channel, because you guys might enjoy it. And if you do, then you can go over to the Coded channel to have a look at, well, whatever's coming out in the future. You're only going to get a couple episodes on this channel from me, and then you're going to have to go over to that channel if you enjoyed what you see here. So I'm just going to stumble through this intro saying, go watch, I hope you enjoy, and you can check out the actual series channel in the description and in the comments, and maybe even on screen. We'll see if we can figure that out.
Finally, it's done. Soon the best fighting games that ever exist will be made. And what better way to start than to...
Hey, what's up, man? You ready to do this thing?
What the hell are you two doing here?
What do you mean? We're here to host our versus show.
Wait a minute. Our?
Yeah. So come on, let's start already.
What? No, I didn't even invite you to.
It doesn't matter now. What's important is that we're all here together.
I hate you all so much. In the ninja world, we have multiple countries, the Land of Earth, the Land of Lightning, and many more. But the main one we're focusing on today is the Land of Fire, one of the most powerful countries in the ninja world.
It survived countless wars, fighting the countries previously stated. While slow, they were able to recover, eventually landing in peace once again. In this country, we have Konoha, the village hidden in the leaves.
Even though it's like the biggest village in the country. Ow.
In this settlement lived a boy who would change the fate of the world, known as Naruto Uzumaki.
I'm home, everyone! Naruto Uzumaki has returned to the Hidden Leaf Village!
Naruto was born into the Uzumaki clan, no duh, his father being Minato Namikaze and his mother being Kushina Uzumaki.
Now, obviously, his story wasn't so cut and dry being a normal human dude. Duh. This is, in fact, a shonen anime.
As he was being born, the infamous Ninetales had attacked the village.
No, not that one. No, the other one. Yeah, that one.
The Ninetales was controlled by quote-unquote Madara Uchiha and was destroying the village. With the shinobi trying to fight it off, Minato, the fourth Hokage and Naruto's papa, came to save the day in the dumbest way possible. He thought, so, this giant monster is attacking the village, so why not I seal it inside my newborn child? My wife was able to barely handle it. Surely he can too.
Makes sense to me.
So Ninetales was sealed inside Naruto, becoming a Jinchuriki. Now, obviously, this totally didn't have negative implications on his life, and he wasn't a social outcast from his fellow peers.
Since his father used the Reaper Death Seal technique, he unfortunately died shortly after sealing the beast inside of his son, leaving Naruto as an orphan, in true protagonist fashion.
So as Fade mentioned, it totally had negative implications, as Naruto became an outcast from his peers. People hated him for something out of his control, becoming a delinquent to get the attention he long deserved.
Despite this, Naruto still had people to confide in. His mentor Ruka helped him out in need, and Naruto actually made friends.
He made like 2.
Okay, do I have to... However, he never gave up, training every day, eating ramen, and drinking rotten milk. You know, what the fuck? Gross.
Pushing himself to the absolute max, Naruto had finally learned his signature technique.
Naruto had finally passed his ninja exams, eventually joining Team 7, composed of him, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and the leader, Kakashi Hatake. Now Naruto has gotten one step closer to his goal, finally being acknowledged by his peers and becoming the Hokage.
Now as a ninja, Naruto's weaponry wasn't really super crazy. He mostly just used stuff like kunais, shuriken, and paper bombs. Pretty standard ninja stuff. But Naruto more than exceeds in hand-to-hand combat, and through his journey his abilities have grown.
As alluded to before, Naruto learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu, allowing a user to divide their chakra between them and their clones. Normally, a person can only do the standard clone jutsu, as due to the rapid depletion of the multi-shadow clone jutsu due to the nine-tailed chakra. However, Naruto can make as many clones as he damn well wants.
Not only can he do these kinds of clones, but he can also transform his clones and even himself into things such as weapons.
Now, speaking of chakra, chakra is the meshing of your two energies, that being physical and spiritual. In order to do jutsus, it is an absolute must that you have access to chakra reserves. While having massive reserves of chakra is impressive, if you don't have chakra control, it essentially is pretty much worthless.
Now, there are two different types of chakra. The one we already said, and tailed beast chakra. Chakra that comes from, as you guessed, tailed beast. That if mastered or enraged, the Jinchuriki can use.
As time went on, Naruto went on multiple missions, meeting new people, taking down bad guys, along with bonding with his teammates.
He participated in the tuning exams to obviously become a chunin, no duh.
During the tuning exams, he met Jiraiya, a certified sex offender, pretty much meaning legendary ninja.
Jiraiya was one of the legendary ninja in the village, praised in high regard as one of the best, and after some convincing, he took Naruto as a student, being a father figure to Naruto and actually being a pretty good dude. Too bad. Jiraiya taught Naruto many other techniques, being able to use the summoning jutsu, accessing the Nine-Tails chakra for a short amount of time, and learned his other signature technique.
This is the Rasengan, a technique created by his father, Minato. The Rasengan is a ball of spinning chakra created in the palm of the user's hand. He can use many variations, such as the Big Ball Rasengan, which is just a bigger version of the Rasengan. Planetary Rasengan is also just a bigger Rasengan, but instead of 1, it's 4.
Bowls.
Cheer, Waluigi.
You absolute Neanderthals.
He created the Rasengan Shuriken, a technique with more power than the Rasengan, and is able to pierce individual cells enough the target might not be able to use jutsu again. Now, it could come to a cost, as it damages Naruto, piercing his cells as well, but not to the extent of the target.
It also uses an insane amount of chakra, enough to completely tire himself out. However, once he masters the technique, he's able to use more than 3 at a time.
He can also buff the amount of Rasen Shuriken used with Sage Mode.
Combining natural energy with this chakra, Naruto can create Senjutsu chakra. Sage Mode also enhances your strength, speed, and durability. Naruto can even send chakra around him and fight when blind.
He was able to hold his own against all 6 paths of pain. The main pain, the Diva path, being able to completely ass-fuck the entire village.
Bro, what?
What?
I hate you so much.
Our loving friendship aside, judging by the size of the crater left in the diameter of Konoha, the energy of needed to do said ass-fucking would have been around 28.44 megatons of TNT. That's enough to destroy an entire city, which it did.
And Naruto still had enough chakra to handle the pains, even when in Sage Mode. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does Naruto have so much chakra? Well, remember when I said the Nine-Tails was sealed deep inside of his... I will slap you!
Okay, fine. I'm going back to the corner.
Ugh. Anyway, the Nine-Tails have helped out Naruto in a lot of ways, for better or for worse. Due to being a Jinchuriki, he has massive regeneration, being able to regenerate pierced organs from a Chidori. Along with that, as Naruto got angrier, he gets more of the Nine-Tails chakra, getting numerous cloaks depending on how angry he's gotten.
But eventually, with the help of his mom, I thought she was dead.
She's a ghost. Ooh.
She infused some of her chakra in the seal, so when Naruto is planning to master the Nine-Tails chakra, she can help him out.
You didn't need to run a joke.
Yes, I did.
Deadpan sense of humor aside, once Naruto found access to this chakra, he had access to the Kurama chakra mode. Original name I know, having blitzing speed, shape-shifting arms, etc., etc.
With this mode, often referred to as KCM, he was able to dodge the third Raikage, who, in the data books, is stated to be light speed.
And once Naruto befriends Kurama, he actually masters the Kurama chakra form, getting a massive buff in his kit, along with being able to summon a giant Kurama avatar. He was able to shoot tail beast bombs, and even shooting one, clashing with multiple tail beast bombs from different tail beasts. Judging by the size of the crater and the explosion diameter, we can say that this is at least 12.9 petatons of TNT, enough to destroy an entire continent.
And now we have Naruto's final transformation. No, not that one. Yeah, the Sage of Six Paths.
Oh no. So it turns out that Naruto is the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths kid, which, if you don't know, the Sage of Six Paths is literally just God. So he came down, was like, I bet, I'm gonna help you, and then he just gave him the Sage of Six Paths chakra out the gate.
Man, that is like a very bad plot twist.
I mean, hey, it's not that bad. It's not very great, but it's not that bad.
Well, anyway, Naruto's six path power gives him even more abilities, able to fight limbo clones on another dimension, being able to use all forms of chakra nature, and using truth-seeking orbs. These things allow Naruto to completely erase a target or negate abilities.
With it, Naruto is nearly able to one-shot Madara, even without the Kurama chakra. He was able to dodge a light Fang Lugi, which in that book is stated to be the speed of light. He also held his own against Kaguya, the sage's six-path's mother.
Easy MILF material.
Do I have to follow you everywhere you go?
She was able to create an entire realm, even containing a sun and a moon.
But once Naruto and the gang had beaten God's mom, he finished his fight with his longtime rival, Sasuke.
You mean his boyfriend?
Yes! Finishing off their quarrels for good, after a while, Naruto finally became Hokage. But that doesn't mean his adventures were quite over yet.
He fought Toneri on the moon, who was able to casually slice the moon in half, very casually, and Naruto had completely bitch-slapped him.
And when Naruto teamed up with Sasuke, he was able to overwhelm Momoshiki, who was stated to be a threat bigger than Kaguya. Now keep in mind, Naruto was heavily weakened at this point, having more than 50% of his chakra sucked completely dry.
See, now that's your fault, not mine.
But despite all his adventures, Naruto has finally achieved this goal, not only protecting his friends, becoming the Hokage, and getting the attention he so long deserved. Even though the Konohamaru took his place at the Hokage ceremony, but we don't really talk about that. But when it comes time to shine once again, Naruto will always stand, because that's his ninja way.
I never go back on my word! Never! That's my ninja way!
Karakura Town, a tranquil city. Crime is pretty low, nice citizens, good people all around, pretty much nothing wrong with the city at all. Oh, except the Hollows. Hollows are basically human souls that stay in the human world trying to finish their last goals before passing on. But due to them barely being able to interact with living beings, most don't get to achieve their goals, causing them to obsess over it, even going so far as to render their souls empty, causing them to transform into huge monsters and devouring souls.
So basically, these hollows are monsters that suck souls and no one can see them nor interact with them.
Yup.
So, how the hell are they going to survive the encounters against these hollows?
We have Soul Reapers, guardians that purify hollows and send souls to spirit realms to let them rest. Even though it's not the greatest resting site because of all the not being able to see your family.
Poverty, prejudice, the class system.
But that's besides the point. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, your usual 15-year-old boy, fighting with thugs, caring for his two sisters and his quirky father, just your average ordinary teen. Well, except the fact that you can see spirits. As I said before, even despite this, Ichigo still mostly had a decent childhood. Keyword being mostly.
Yeah, back when he was a kid, he couldn't tell which was and wasn't a spirit, getting the two mixed up constantly, seeming as if he was just talking to himself, which unfortunately ended pretty bad.
One day, Ichigo and his mother were walking by a river during a huge storm. As he looks to his left, he sees a young girl during the storm. Thinking that she was going to jump into the river, Ichigo charges, trying to save the young girl.
With his mother being the responsible parent that she is, she went after him, which resulted in his mom taking a fat L.
Jeez, dude!
What?
His mom died! You could have shown at least a little bit of tact.
What? Come on, he's a shonen character. One of your parents has to die. It's a rule on the shonen character list.
Oh. Okay. Proceed.
But despite this, Ichigo had taken this opportunity to learn the difference and help good spirit to reach peace, taking care of his family and helping others in need. Friends will help him out in the future, such as Chad. And as time went on, it seemed that his life has finally gotten back to some level of normal, until one day, where everything changed.
Ichigo meets some random girl named Rukia, who's revealed to be a Soul Reaper. Then, a Hollow attacks Ichigo's family, and Rukia gives Ichigo her powers, taking down the Hollow and becoming a substitute Soul Reaper.
Dick.
Thank you.
And with that, Ichigo's Shinigami powers had been awakened, slicing through hollows with ease. With this new influx of power, he gained not only a snazzy new outfit, but an entire list of new abilities.
From superhuman strength and speed to shooting beams of spiritual pressure as well as with his Getsuga Tensho. Basically his main bread and butter, taking on multiple variations depending on what form he's in, having his Ryatsu goes towards the tip of the blade before making a huge slash. He can even do two at once, also known as Getsuga Jujisho. He's also able to fly.
He does not fly. He uses Reishi to walk on air. Reishi being the composition of spiritual bodies, this makes them invisible to people with lack of spiritual awareness, but they're still physically there. Not to be confused with Ryotsu, which is the spiritual pressure of people such as Shinigami, Uranko, and Quincy.
You just love one-upping people, huh?
Yes, I do.
Ichigo not only improved on his combat, but his swordsmanship, which is pretty impressive because, it's humongous.
This is a Zanpakuto, also known as Zangetsu. Zanpakutos are the reflection of the user's power and soul, even being a completely different person from the user themselves. And in somewhat of a rarity, Ichigo actually has two of them. Two separate Zangetsus for his Quincy side and Hollow side, a combination of his Shinigami genes and his Hollow genes. What?
Okay, to explain this in the best way possible, Ichigo was the Soul Reaper from the beginning due to his dad being a Soul Reaper, but he's also part Quincy because his mom was a Quincy, which are humans taking his Reishi, but his mom was also possessed by a Hollow, so he's half Hollow, and... What? Okay, let's just keep going, I can't deal with this. Ichigo can also use Shunpo, or Flash Step, a move where he can go faster than the eye can handle. And due to his Quincy genes, he has Blood Bane, a defensive move where he can nearly negate attacks from characters fast enough, even stopping you from bleeding out.
But, obviously, Ichigo obtaining these abilities didn't go unpunished. Due to Rukia's powers being taken, the Soul Society was like, nah, we can't have this, and took Rukia back to the Soul Society to be executed. And so, Ichigo and a couple friends came to the rescue.
And after some good old-fashioned anime character development and training, they made it to the Soul Society, where they saved Rukia and stopped the execution.
Now, stopping the execution was no easy feat. Ichigo had to stop the Sokoku, an attack of 1 million Zanpakuto. Now it's just in his Shikai, or his base. He has multiple forms that he's obtained throughout the series, one of his most prevalent being
Bankai.
Tensa Zangetsu. That little weapon. That's your Bankai.
Bankai is a transformation that increases the person's power by up to 10 times, and usually takes years to master. However, Ichigo, being the main character, learned it in just 2 days, because he's just built different. And this is just his first transformation.
Now, despite the amount of power with it, there was a problem. His Hollow side wanted some action, corrupting him and taking control. So, in order to get help with this, he joined a group known as Advisors, a group of Shinigami with Hollow powers, eventually taming it and learning the Hollow Mask.
Ichigo had slowly mastered this form, eventually being able to use it in most of his battles, defeating most of the Espada and being able to fight Ulquiorra, with nearly all of them being able to destroy Las Noches with the Gran Rey Cerro, or Cerro Oscuros. How big is Las Noches, you ask? Well, Nell, one of the former Espada, states that a trip to the center takes 3 days, so 6 days should be the entire span of Las Noches. Judging by that, should be around the size of a large country.
And considering that Ichigo beat a lot of the Espada, like literally just clopping them, it should be fine for Ichigo to scale to. Yet even with his mastery of the Hollow Mask, if his Hollow form gets too corrupted, he can turn into Vassal Lorde, a form of blind rage. While he isn't able to control his actions, he has rapid healing and a massive buff in power. He is able to outright bully Ulquiorra, who he had struggled with earlier.
After the defeat of Ulquiorra, Aizen, the main villain of the franchise and certified 5D chess player since the very beginning, went to the human realm with the purpose of achieving godhood. Ichigo and company came to save the day, because of course, Ichigo fought Yin Ichimaru during this, who had a Zanpakuto which could reach Mach 500 and extend to Mach 1000, with Ichigo being able to react and dodge the attack. And even better, this was him in a weakened state.
And after training with his dad, he got another new transformation.
Oh wow, that's so surprising. Who could have seen that coming?
I mean, come on, did you read the Shonen character list? It clearly says, get multiple transformations that are unnecessary and worthless.
Where did you even get that thing?
It was one of the longest endeavors I ever took, and an adventure that took near years to complete. Oh, cool.
That has got to be the stupidest thing you have ever said.
Yep.
Ichigo's new form was able to casually destroy mountains with just a swipe of his sword.
Judging by the size of the mountain and Ichigo's height, we came to find that this feat took more than 19 kilotons of TNT. And keep in mind, this is just him casually swiping his hand.
He was also able to tank Kuro Hitsugi, an attack that restores space and time, and also defeated Sosuke Aizen, one of the strongest characters in the franchise at this point, beating with the transformation known as Mugetsu.
Now, this move is incredibly powerful and drippy as fuck, nearly one-shotting Aizen. However, once he uses it, he loses his powers forever. So Ichigo, Now back to being a normal human, gives up the Soul Reaper gig, starting to even lose his power of seeing spirits, seeing Rukia fade away from his vision forever.
Wow, that was pretty deep. Man, Bleach was actually pretty good.
Now on to Fullbringer!
Wait.
So, 17 months later, Ichigo had gotten Fullbringer powers, but he lost those too.
So Rukia came to help by stabbing him.
But then he brought back his powers! Woo!
1000-year Blood War arc.
Guys, you know how to pronounce this guy's name?
You wait?
I think it's Yawak.
I'm pretty sure it's YH Walk.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, I think
Google!
Google!
Google.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait a minute.
We are all wrong.
It's Yuha? What kind of name is that?
That's so stupid.
But it's anime, so it's not supposed to make sense. Anyways, let's continue.
So after a while of chilling in the human realm, Ichigo had returned to defeat Yuha. And Yuha isn't a pushover. He can see multiple timelines with his ability Almighty, and he has multiple powers from different consequences, being able to defeat characters such as Aizen, the guy that beat most of the franchise and that only lost literally because he wanted to.
He had even defeated the captain of the Gotei 13, Yamamoto, who stated that if his Bankai was out for too long, it would burn the entirety of Soul Society to his. Toshiro even stated that the moisture around it was slowly evaporated. Considering that the Soul Society has been compared to Earth many times in measuring the mass of the Earth's water, we can say that this feat would take around 783 petatons TNT, enough to destroy multiple continents.
So Ichigo walked up to the challenge, ready to save the Soul Society once again and bring it back to its, debatably peaceful roots. So what happened?
He got folded. It's honestly getting repetitive at this point.
During the battle, Ichigo had awakened his Quincy powers. Confused and looking for answers, he learns the truth about his mother and how she was a Quincy, eventually learning about how Zangetsu was actually the manifestation of his Quincy powers. Ooh.
So Ichigo goes, soul searching and trying to find answers, eventually getting his brand new Zanpakuto toes.
That's plural, by the way.
So, now he goes back to the battlefield and fights Yuha one last time.
Yuha was on the back foot, even using Almighty but to no avail. Ichigo had nearly won. So, what did he do in retaliation?
Rage quit.
Okay, not rage quit. Before Yuha had died, he had revealed his plan to merge the realms, combining life and death to create a new heavenly realm. Now, it shouldn't be any hyperbole at all. Combined with several statements that he could destroy these realms, Yuha's fights with people like the previous mentioned Yamamoto point against any sense of exaggeration. But even with that, Ichigo had finally defeated Yuha. Plot armor debatably used, saving not only the living realm but the Soul Society as well, finally bringing peace back to the realms. He eventually settles down, even as a kid before Hime.
But if ever needed, he'll always be there, ready to cut down some hollows and take down whoever even dares hurt his friends.
Ever since the powers of the Soul Reaper were thrust upon me, my whole world has changed. Now I'm Ichigo Kurosaki, substitute Soul Reaper, and I'm combining my powerful spirit energy with this blade in order to protect my friends!
Now that we've gone through these characters, it's time to see these two clash.
Who will win, the Knucklehead Ninja or the substitute Soul Reaper?
No matter who wins, people won't shut the fuck up about it.
It's time to see Naruto and Ichigo get coded.
Select your character.
You're not getting away!
then.
I don't know how to lose!
Go for broke!
Getsuga attention!
Shadow Claw Jutsu!
Too easy!
Got you now! How about this? You missed! Got it! How about this? What?
Take a good look! Bankai!
Shadow Claw Jutsu! What?
How's it going? Too easy!
Blast away!
You ain't seen nothing yet! Getsuga attention!
What?
Over here! Getsuga attention!
How about this? Got you now!
sorry, everybody. I ain't ready to die yet! Give me your strength! It's over! Nothing yet! No effect at all! Too easy! Had enough? Crap! Ichigo attention!
Man, that was awesome.
So, Naruto was able to pull through this fight. But it's not really an open and shut case as most people might think. There's a lot of ways this fight could have gone.
So, without further ado, let's decode this fight.
Now, before we tackle the stats, we need to talk about a few things. Firstly, would Naruto be able to see Ichigo?
Well, Soul Reapers are pretty much spirits, which Naruto has tackled with before. He was able to fight Madara's Limbo clones on a different plane of existence, and was even able to play tug-of-war with his soul as it was being pulled out of his body. So it should be reasonable to say Naruto could at least sense Ichigo, even if he wasn't able to see him.
Now, as I said before, chakra has both a physical and spiritual aspect, which should pretty much apply to spiritual pressure of Bleach. So Naruto should basically be fine when fighting Ichigo.
First up, we have strength. Starting off, Ichigo should safely scale people like Yamamoto, who is evaporating the water of the Soul Society. He's also stated to be a Soul King candidate, even killing the old guy. Even beating Yawak, who was able to lift the Wandenreich. Sorry, Deutschland. Judging by the size of the bridge and density of the mass, he should have been able to execute at least 886.56 exatons of TNT, being planetary.
Now, some people might say, but Yuha was clapping the shit out of him! Now, keep in mind, however, Ichigo was able to hold him off for at least a little bit, even being on par with him in the true Bankai state.
So Ichigo downscaling should be pretty okay to use.
So Naruto scales to characters like Toneri, who destroyed the Hollow Moon. Now keep in mind, Naruto fucking one-shot him. There's also scaling to Kaguya, who created an entire realm. Judging by how there are genuine moons in the realm, we could say that this took around 5.615. You know what? Fuck it. 5.7 kilotons of TNT. Now, I know some people might be iffy on scaling Naruto to Kaguya, similar to how we scaled Ichigo Yuha. But remember that a weakened Naruto was able to throw handsome Momoshiki, who has stayed a genuine threat, stronger than Kaguya. Now, while, again, he did team up with Sasuke, throughout the fight, Naruto basically does most of the damage on his own. And keep in mind that Momoshiki is also powered up in his state. So, Naruto, at the very least, downscaling from Kaguya at this state is pretty much fine.
Talking speed, Ichigo should upscale from Yuwak's Ashvala, which was around the fifth the speed of light. He should also upscale from Hikone, a character that was relativistic, blitzed by end-of-series versions of other characters. With Ichigo/Aizen/Itachi being stated to be able to beat them, Ichigo upscaling from relativistic speeds should be fine.
Naruto, however, was able to dodge Light Fang from Madara. Judging by his distance from Madara, along with the Light Fang being stated as a light beam, it should be around 2 times the speed of light. However, there's also him dodging the Raikage, who's also stated to move at light speeds, and even characters like Orochimaru can dodge photons, so Naruto being at least FTL is fine.
Meaning that Naruto should be way faster than Ichigo, even assuming that Ichigo massively upscales from Hikone. Now, in terms of general stats, both should be pretty solid in terms of durability. They take in planetary attacks and even have ways of defending attacks with stuff like Truce of Orbs and Blood Vein.
Naruto should pretty much take it in abilities. His massive arsenal with things like Shadow Clones being basically a second Naruto, Truce-Seeking Orbs racing people and nullifying attacks, or Sage Mode being able to sense people even when blinded. Ichigo had a good chunk in his arsenal, but the amount that Naruto had just overwhelms him in numbers.
Naruto also just has a much better healing factor. While Ichigo does also have one, Naruto's it's much more potent.
So overall, even with Ichigo's experience and potentially even stamina edge, Naruto had pulled through in nearly every other category. Naruto was decently stronger, way faster, had more stuff in his arsenal not only to attack, but to defend himself, to the point where Ichigo just couldn't catch up.
He tried to go for it, but the ninja just left him outfoxed.
We have to go through an entire season of this.
Yes.
The winner is Naruto Uzumaki.
I'm home!